What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today we're going to be talking about the time I beat a kid on Nintendo DS at like Pokemon Diamond, and he ended up smashing his Nintendo DS because of it, and then tried to blame me, get me in trouble, and then make my parents buy him a new one. And yeah, regardless, you guys love whenever I make fun of spoiled kids that I've interacted with. So it should be a pretty good video. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. I truly believe that your Nintendo DS and Pokemon cartridge will be smashed by somebody, and you will lose all the memories that came with your first Pokemon game. So be sure to press the like button, and without further ado, let's just get right into it.
It's not good. Nice racking her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a...
Alright, so obviously kids love Pokemon, that's not any secret, dude, and I really loved Pokemon. I was kind of a weird kid. I didn't really have like a bunch of friends. My friend was just, you know, my Blastoise and my Charmander, because I ended up taking my brother's game and trading me his Charmander. That's just how it goes sometimes. Real talk though, at my school, Pokemon was insanely popular too. Like, the card game was really popular, the video games were really popular, to the point where our teachers had basically tried to ban it. Like, the underground Pokemon card trade was insane, dude. People would battle with their Game Boys in the bathroom, their Nintendo DSs, and genuinely, it was just a good time. Like, obviously, in retrospect, we probably should have been paying attention in school or whatever, but at the time, everybody was just having a good time doing their Pokemon battle stuff. And this is around 2007, right when the Nintendo DS Lite came out, and it was super cool, and I ended up getting one with like a red case on it, and not a bunch of kids at school had them yet, so I obviously felt like the man pulling up with my Nintendo DS Lite, dude. Everybody else had the chunky ones with like the ugly bezels on the screen. Not me, dude. I was walking in dripped out with the brand new technology, looking fresh to death. And I also had been doing a lot of work on Pokemon Diamond. Pokemon Diamond, for those of you who haven't played it, is like honestly one of my favorites in the series, you know. Pinplup was an absolute G. I played Fire Red and Diamond when I was little, so I had an Empoleon, you know. I had a pretty good team, and I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I was pretty good in terms of the school. Like, I would say I was probably, on any given day, like, the best or second best Pokemon trainer, but that's because I had absolutely no life, dude. I was genuinely just, like, grinding, you know, the Elite Four over and over again to level up my Pokemon so I could be good at battling in school. So I was a giant nerd, but there was this other kid. He was the only other kid in my grade who had a Nintendo DS Lite. Most of the other kids were either younger or older than us, and I'm gonna name him Brandon for the story, only because, I don't know, I feel like some people with name Brandon have some anger issues. It's nothing personal, Brandon's out there, okay? I guess you could take it personally if you want, but I'm gonna name him Brandon. And Brandon, you know, had just started getting into Pokemon. He didn't have a bunch of experience, but he thought that because he had a Nintendo DS Lite, that like somehow he was better than everybody, right? And, you know, he was constantly talking trash about how his Pokemon team could beat anybody, and he would embarrass anybody who had the nerve to challenge him. And me, being me, I decided to challenge him one day. And, you know, obviously I knew I was gonna win because at the time I was just pretty goated at Pokemon, but this guy just like was being super cocky and talking trash to everybody, talking about how much better he was at Pokemon than everybody else. And he was also just capping, bro. Like, he claimed that he had caught Mewtwo through this glitch or whatnot that wasn't possible. So I was just like, you know, it's about time for me to just go in here and win this, bro. I just got to do it for the squad. So the day comes where me and him are supposed to Pokemon battle, and we had set it up like during a class. So sure enough, we go into the bathroom. There's a bunch of other kids in there, which sounds super weird, but like everybody knew it was about to go down. You know what I'm saying? So we get in there, we get out our DSs, and we go into the Pokemon Center. We go upstairs, which is how you used to have to do battles, like with somebody else on a DS. You couldn't just, you know, global chat it and like do it online. You used to have to go into the Pokemon Center and like link. It was a different time, right? So we link up, the battle starts, and this dude basically had cheated. He had gotten an Action Replay DS and gotten all level 100 Pokemon, and I know a lot of people hate people that do that. I don't really care, bro. It doesn't matter to me. Like, do whatever you want. However, I had a legit level 100 Empoleon, and then most of my Pokemon were like high 80s or low 90s, so I was at a disadvantage, but like I wasn't massively overmatched. But I instantly knew that this dude didn't really know what he was doing because like he had an Infernape, right? That was level level 100 and it knew Cut, bro. Like, this guy had made his Infernape learn Cut. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically like one of the most useless moves in the game, and it's a certain type of move. Most of the time, when like a Pokemon learns a new move, you can forget it later when you get a better move, you know, because as you level up, you get better attacks and whatnot. But this guy had given it like a garbage move that can never be forgotten. Cut can never never be getting rid of. So this guy had basically taken this like super strong Pokemon and given it a useless move in its level 100. So I'm pretty confident I'm gonna win, and I knock out his first Pokemon, I knock out his second. Anyways, to make a long story short, I end up knocking out every single one of his Pokemon before he even knocks out 3 of mine. So like, he's GG'd before half of my team is gone, and obviously everybody around us is kind of giggling a little bit because of the amount of crap that this guy had talked about how, oh, I'm the best at Pokemon, nobody could beat me, and I really just like walked in and curb stomped him with lower leveled Pokemon, by the way, because this guy just didn't know what he was doing, dude. Like, I had an Empoleon, he had a fire type Pokemon, Empoleon is water type, and he just like wouldn't switch, bro. He would just leave it in, and he was just doing stuff that was dumb. Like, he should have won, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason he didn't beat me is because he just didn't know what he was doing. Regardless, everybody kind of started like laughing because he had been talking so much trash and telling people how much better than he was, and when little kids get mad like that, they don't really know what to do, and I think he was embarrassed. And anyways, he like starts yelling at everybody to stop giggling at him, and obviously when he starts to like get mad and scream at people to stop giggling, they start to giggle harder because that's just what happens, dude. I don't know why that is, but let's be honest, everybody's been there before. And when they don't stop laughing at him, his response is to throw the Nintendo DS on the ground, dude, and it hits the ground with like a clack. If you've ever dropped a Nintendo DS, you know the clack I'm talking about, dude. And everybody's like, oh my god. And the way that he had thrown it was that the screen was like out, so he had broken one of the sides of the screen that like locks it in place, and he realizes that it's broken, and instead of being like, oh no, it's still usable, the screen still worked. Basically, whenever a DS breaks like that, the screen's just kind of loose. If you've ever had a DS break like that, you know what I'm saying. Like, those little things that hold the screen up, they snapped off, so it was very loose now. And he gets pissed about the fact that he broke it, and he just starts like curb stomping the Nintendo DS, dude, just kicking it, stomping it. He picks it up and throws it again, and everybody is just kind of sitting there with their mouths open because you never expect a kid to just start going ballistic on his brand new Nintendo DS, dude. And as I said, the Nintendo DS Lites were still pretty rare at this point. Like, they were brand new. It wasn't like, you know, he raged out on a 5-year-old Nintendo DS. This dude had raged on a brand new thing, so he's going ham on it. And finally, I think he realizes that like it was working before, and he just went crazy and broke it because he starts crying, and everybody's just kind of standing there uncomfortably, not really knowing what to do because we had just watched this kid break his Nintendo DS. And then he starts yelling at me. He points at me and he's like, why did you make me do that? And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean I made you do it, dude? I had nothing to do with you throwing your Nintendo DS. And he starts saying that like I embarrassed him and got everybody to laugh at me, and like I shouldn't have challenged him if I knew I was gonna win. And I'm like, dude, you've been running around the school telling everybody that you're better than them and could beat them all. So yeah, I challenged you. That's what happens when you say that you're God tier and nobody could beat you. Obviously, people are gonna try to beat you. And he's like, yeah, but you didn't have to try so hard. Like, you could have let me win. Yeah, I should have let you win. My bad, bro. I knew that you were gonna take it so personally, that you were gonna Hulk mode your Nintendo DS. That's 100% my fault. He was just doing the spoiled kid thing where like they don't want to take any responsibility for their actions whatsoever. We've all met somebody like that. Oh no, it's not my fault. You forced me to shatter my Nintendo DS. Yeah, sure I did, buddy. I'm sure I also taught you that like when people laugh at you, the best thing to do is to freak out and destroy things. That makes everybody respect you way more, right? Like, dude, it's not my fault that you went ham on your DS. So I'm calling him an idiot and whatnot, and he's getting mad at me. He's like, you know what? I'm telling the teacher that you made me shatter the DS. And I'm like, dude, don't do that, because then they're really going to crack down on the Nintendo DSs, and you're going to ruin bringing your DSs to school for Pokemon. He didn't care, bro. He went and told on me, and obviously I get like pulled aside, and they start asking me if I had anything to do with breaking this kid's Nintendo DS. And at that point, I knew the gig was up, because like he had the broken DS. he had shown it to him. So I ended up having to like explain the situation. I left out a bunch of details, basically as many as I could, just because I didn't want a bunch of people to get in trouble. But after that, when the teachers realized that like this little Pokemon battle thing was getting to the point where kids were freaking out and we were constantly skipping class to go into the bathroom, they shut it down, which at the time really sucked. But like, yeah, probably better that a bunch of elementary school students aren't constantly skipping class where they're like learning how to read and whatnot to go play Pokemon. I can understand why our teachers ended up shutting it down, dude. But real talk, homie had to snitch. Like, he genuinely said that I destroyed it in a fit of rage. And I think the teachers believed me just because I was like, look, I'll be honest, I don't want to snitch, but here's what happened. And they realized that I was telling the truth. And this kid definitely was probably acting susser than the imposter in Among Us, let's be honest. I feel like they were like, oh, he smashed it? Yeah, definitely he did it. I had nothing to do with it. Regardless, the Pokemon stuff got shut down pretty shortly after that. There was a bunch of other stuff that ended up happening with the cards and stuff. Like, it wasn't exclusively that. I think that was a part of it, though, because I'm sure they had to explain to his parents why his brand new Nintendo DS had gotten smashed, and I'm sure they were not happy about that either. I know I wouldn't be if I had just bought my kid a new console and he ended up smashing it at school to try to, like, flex how cool he was after he got beat at Pokemon. How did he explain that to his parents? Yeah, Mom, listen, you suck. I'm gonna need another action replay DS. I really have got to just get that rematch on, get a better Pokemon team, and go again. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to just press the like button and let me know in the comments section down below what you thought. If you've made it this far and you wouldn't mind commenting the word Pokemon down below, it just helps me do better in the algorithm, and I would appreciate it. Other than that, check out the OG Sub Club and Haha merch, and if you want more content, longer content, I actually do have a podcast. It's called The Scuffed Cast. I'll leave a link to it in the top of the description, so feel free to check that out. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for the video. The Instagram is at Scrubby, Twitter at Scrubby_69. The TikTok is at Scrubby with 2 S's and at Scrubby Stories. I have both. Please stop commenting on my TikTok telling me I'm fake and then arguing with me about it. Trust me, I know I'm real. I pinky promise. And yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And hopefully I will see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.